Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Bitcoin prices right around 83.73. So, folks, we have it. We finally have that descending triangle break that we've been talking about for almost 3 months. And I've been tired of talking about it for so many times, explaining to people that that was not a symmetrical triangle that they were drawing. They just wanted to inject their emotional bias in this thing, wanting to just sort of keep going up forever, and it just wasn't going to happen. There's definitely going to be a shakeout, a pretty massive shakeout of the bulls, and it's going to be a violent one. So it did happen finally, so everyone can stop talking about symmetrical triangles for a long time. So if you've been watching my video, folks, at the very least, you knew that you had to be in the right direction of your positions. Okay, so in the free lounge, if you are watching these videos for free on YouTube and you're not part of the Advantage community, right, you at least knew exactly what to look for. All right, that's at least something that we provide for free. But in the Advantage community, we were providing short trades and quick scalp trades for the last, I would say, at least 6 to 8 weeks. All right. And we finally have it. We finally have that break. Okay. So now what you want to do, folks, is you don't want to be calling for death here. Okay. You want to be a little bit more careful and cautious of what Bitcoin could do and what this means. All right. So this has been, by and large, a 3-month sort of shakeout right here. I would say this was more consolidation, but then this was right here, a big sort of terminal shakeout. Now we just have to figure out if this was enough of a shakeout of the bulls, and did we liquidate enough longs that Bitcoin could start pushing back up. Okay, so let's take a look, right? There's a couple things to discuss. First things first, the volume on this candle right here yesterday. Okay, pretty significant volume right here. Not as high as these volume structures or this one right here. So it is overall, sort of gone down, but then we had this big spike up. Now we need to see how this candle right here is going to play out. It might just slice through everything and just go to 7,000 or so by the end of the day today. Or we might have just a pause candle right here where the bulls are actually doing their best to sort of defend this 8200 structure, which might be the smartest thing for the bulls to do. And also, the way I look at it is I think there's going to be an easier path up now. I don't think there's really a requirement that we have to go down much deeper, because I think BitMEX had $600 million in liquidations. Bybit definitely had a significant amount. All the major derivative exchanges, Deribit, OKX, Bitflyer, all of them had massive liquidations of longs. So what this tells me is, either the end is near or there might be more pain to inflict. But for the most part, in terms of technicals, it really does seem to me like the end might be near. So let me show you guys exactly what I mean, okay? First things first, we have a TD9 that's printed right here on the daily, right? Typically after 9 candles of bearish selling, you typically get a relief of 1 to 4 candles, or you might get a trend turnaround, okay? Another thing that I want to point out is the pivots. As you can see, we are under the S1 pivot, but we have not closed a daily candle under it just yet. Okay, we did open this one right under it, but now we need to see if we're going to close under this, because if that is the case, then we might go to the S2, which is around $7,400. Okay, so that might get a little rough if that is the case, but it hasn't happened yet. All right. Another thing, let's see, if we check out the volume profile right here, notice that we are sitting just above the high volume node right here. Okay, we've sliced through everything up here, right? But now we're just sitting right above that high volume node, which is around $8,100 down to about $7,700. So I don't know if we're going to sort of cut through that just yet. With this whole backed opening that just happened, I don't think that their intention is to slam prices down. Their intention is typically to be able to make the most money. And the most money is typically made when you inflict the most amount of pain in one direction, take out all the big players, and then you go off into the direction where it's the path of least resistance. And in my opinion right now, the path of least resistance could be something like this, and then a spring back up, okay? But that has obviously yet to be seen. We still have a bit of ways to go. We just started this big sell-off, so it's not necessary that we have to, reverse back up anytime soon, but it is a pretty good indication that we have the S1 right here. We have a high volume node right there. And here's something else that's interesting is the 200 moving average meets price right there too. Exactly. Okay, right around that 8,300 marker. All right, and the 200 moving average, if we look historically, okay, so I'm going to turn off this and even this. All right, so if we look at the 200 moving average historically in the 2016 and 17 bull run, you could see that, after we had months of consolidation, or actually I guess 3 months of consolidation right here, in 2016, we touched the 200 moving average, took off. Even over here, maybe a good, month and a half of consolidation, touched the 200 moving average, and then took off. Over here, we came close to it and then took off. So if this is, a potentially buy the dip kind of drop, this should really be the area that, the bull should be pressing the price up and out. Okay, if this does not hold, then things are going to look grim. So that's what I'm saying, that that region of $7,600 is going to be really critical for Bitcoin. If that doesn't hold, then it's pretty much way down here. So it's going to be really, really rough. All right, but again, as the world now starts to turn more bearish, I need to start thinking in a more contrarian way, which is, where could we potentially turn around and then trap these bears down here in their shorts? And I would figure that this might be the perfect place, bounce off the 200 moving average. Things look really bearish right now. No one has the guts to actually go long. So I figure that, this might be the best place to actually consider going long, but not yet, okay? In our community, we're kind of just waiting for potentially a confirmation. A lot of our members, as you saw in the Gains Reviews channel, they've been shorting, for the last couple of weeks, and this short right here yielded them a ton of profit, okay? Because we were calling this, all the way down, folks. I mean, this was just by far the easiest short of the year. And if you got in, whether you watch my videos for free or you're part of the Advantage program, you are looking really good right now, and you're well positioned for the rest of the year, essentially. Okay, so kudos to you if you have been watching our videos. All right, now let's look at the smaller time frames. Oh yeah, another thing I want to talk about is the RSI. Let me get rid of this. And that's the OBV right there. The OBV is actually, you can see right there, it was pointed in this flag, but it's now starting to crack this descending trend line right here. So not the best sign, but again, we still have a lot of possibilities that are telling us that this could be a point where things might start reversing soon, just to sort of trap all the bulls who have now turned perma bears, right? Now calling for prices like 4,000 or 3,000 or 0, whatever ridiculous number. So you can see right there, we are now into the oversold territory. We're currently at 22 points, which is pretty low, something that we haven't tapped since way back here in November. So, just something to keep in mind. I mean, we've been bleeding for a while, over this entire consolidation period. So like I said, the TD9, RSI oversold, 200 moving average bounce, the S1 bounce. So there's a lot of things that are kind of, giving us an idea that, okay, we could potentially bounce here, right? On the 1 hour, we are starting to break down right towards where this wick, caught that bounce right around 81.50. So I would figure that the bulls are going to defend this area really strongly. Okay, I don't know if they're going to let go anytime soon. And if they do let go, I mean, it's going to be sort of an epic drop, back towards $7,600. So if I were a bull, I would be defending, this position pretty heavily. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, we had this descending triangle break. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, I want to show you guys the weekly as well. Okay, so here's the weekly chart. All right, as you can see, we have now broken the weekly, this flag, pennant, whatever people were talking about. Again, folks, I hate to say like I told you so, but I did tell you so, that this thing was going to break down. We did also hit the monthly and the weekly pivot right here, okay, perfectly. All right, so like I said, you now need to rein in your emotions and not get too bearish, okay, because this is really a big sort of consolidation block right here, where prices went from the 7,000-8,000 range all the way to 13. So I would figure that this would be a good area for the bulls to be completely stopped out, wiped from the books, and then from here, after maybe a couple of days, we just kind of start bouncing back up. Maybe not a couple of days, maybe give it like 2 weeks or so. We might start potentially reversing back up. Okay, so just something to keep in mind right here. All right. Another thing that's interesting here is the 21 weekly EMA. Okay, here's the 21 weekly EMA that people have been talking about. It's been hugely sort of bullish all the way in this 2016 2017 bull run, and now we've sort of sliced under that. So if somehow, I don't know how, but if somehow we can sort of close this candle above where this moving average is, which is around 92.25 or so, that would be an epic climb back up, and I would be definitely starting to become more bullish if it goes off like that, if this candle somehow closes all the way back up there. Now again, remember, we still have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday left for this weekly candle to close. I mean, it could be even more bearish, or it might surprise everyone and actually close up here somewhere around 8,700 or 9,200. So things could get really interesting in the coming week. All right. Let's see. Let me check out Ethereum. So ETH, I definitely gave you guys a warning on. I told you that you do not want to be longing ETH in this yellow block, because this is weekly resistance right up here. Okay. I told you guys this many times when this was climbing back up. I told you this is a rally to sell, not buy, or short. And as you can see, we had this epic sort of candle right here, just wiped out 3 weeks of buying right here in less than 2 hours, right? The candle that we had yesterday in Bitcoin. So, as you can see, I mean, overall, the crypto market is still sort of evolving. It's still sort of in its nascent price discovery. And you're really not going to know, where the market is going for the most part when you trade it, just hoping that, it has to go up, because ultimately you're going to get wiped out. Okay. And you especially cannot be a hodler. You have to at least try to understand what's happening, technicals. You have to try to be on both sides of the coin of being a bull and a bear when necessary. Being an ultra bear or an ultra bull is really just not healthy, for your own capital, for your own common, knowledge or your emotions. So like I said, hopefully you guys did short this, or at least, you got the sell up here. If not, things are looking really grim for Ethereum as well. Price is looking like it wants to close below, this swing right here, which is the open of 171. Currently price is at 166. I mean, who knows, we could get sort of like this double bottom for Ether, like this, and push back up. But it remains, all on the shoulders of Bitcoin, right? Yeah, well, I think that's it, folks. I'm going to wrap it up. I do, again, want to tell you, come join Cryptosomniac right here. Hit the products page. Buy my technical analysis course, folks. Everything that I've been talking about for the last few months is available right in here, and you will get access to 7 free days in these locked channels that you see, okay? All our trades, all our information, everything is in here, all right? So I'm not going to show it to you because I think, you know, I want you to pay for it. All right. And then the Cryptosomniac Advantage program, obviously you can, you know, join and you get the access to the locked channels. We have a good amount of members in our community, as you can see. Tons of conversation, tons of people from all over the world, and also different ages, right? Different age groups, different careers, jobs, you know, everything, you know, that people have in terms of creativity, what kind of skill sets they offer, people from all ranging levels of experience in the trading markets and in crypto. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Again, give me a thumbs up if you do enjoy my content. And again, kudos to you if you did watch my videos for the last couple months. And this is finally a descending triangle. Hopefully people could stop calling it a symmetrical triangle. And yeah, hopefully I'll see more of you guys in the Advantage community. All right. Cheers.